Your head's gigantic.
Your head's gigantic. You're live. Howdy, y'all.
Hello.
Who's out there?
Jerry, hello.
Hello.
How's y'all doing?
These are kind of crazy.
Wow. We're going
here
for the rugged look tonight.
They can't see my thick beard.
Your sick beard? It's a sick beard you got. I don't know if you can tell, but it is cold. It's officially cold.
Try to get this long hair. I got my hippie hairdo.
He's gonna let it keep on going.
I don't want to.
It's winter time. You'll have
is anyone out there?
Bark twice if you're in Milwaukee. Anyone?
Whoa! It just jumped up to 5 people.
Oh,
hey, y'all!
It's really not time yet. It's only 5:59. We just thought we would put on a little show before the show. Show before the show.
RG Homestead.
Oh, hi, RG.
Good evening, guys. Hello to all. Hello.
Thanks for stopping by, RG.
Hey, Jim.
Hi,
Jess.
Jim. Sup. It's freezing inside, but it's even more freezing outside. And we ran out of water.
It is cold. We're cold. Are you guys cold?
I'm actually warm right now.
Well,
if I took this off, this helps me a lot. If your neck is warm and you keep your core warm.
Your core.
Hi, Sherry.
Wow.
You remember when we were helping Sherry move, and I was singing, and you kept telling me to stop.
We got a dusting? Are they up
Yeah, I believe so.
We did not get
northern. Is that northern, or what do you call it? High desert, northern Arizona.
It would be northern. Although I just got done digging some dirt. I just
Ooh, that sounds cold. It was cold.
Well, maybe to warm you up.
We were filling up the RV with water because he was in the shower and the water ran out. And
I worked on
you better hurry.
I was getting ready for the rat runs on the trusses, and I quit early enough to take a shower. And while I was in the shower, the pump started really loud, and that means our water's about empty. So I had to go turn the well water on, and we refilled the tank. So
it makes an angry noise.
It makes an angry noise.
It gets angry.
Northern Arizona near Williams. Okay, sure. Not surprising that you would get a little bit of snow, but we have not.
Williams, is that close to? That's close to Shola.
That's actually close to Flagstaff.
Flagstaff.
I'm not great at geography,
but I think
yeah, it was bad. I literally was like a minute or two into a shower, and it starts so I could tell.
Yeah. Hello, Red and April. Red and April are building an aircrete home. Oh, wait.
Or
they changed their mind. No.
Spoiler alert.
Oops. I hope I didn't let the cat out of the bag.
Hey, Dawn.
Oh, hey, Dawn. We want to thank Dawn for the beautiful birdhouse.
Thanks, Dawn.
I think that it's probably warmer in that birdhouse than it is in our house. I'll probably I'll do a little video tomorrow, and I'll show the birdhouse. So you got that to look forward to.
All right. So hey, Malin and Dad.
Hi, Malin and Dad.
It's 6:02.
Hi, Taylor, Melissa.
Now quiz for Pam. What species? Oh gosh, there's no way she's getting this. No way. I know what it is.
No, don't tell me. Let me think.
Aircrete didn't work out. That's what we thought we saw there.
Did it start with a W?
No. I know what it is, Don.
3 words.
It's 4 words, sort of.
Throated.
Unless
something throated.
That's in there. Yeah.
Fuzzy throated warbler.
Ash. Throated.
Ash throated.
Flycatcher.
Oh, flycatcher.
Right? Ash throated flycatcher is the one that's most likely to use it, you say.
Excellent.
I got a pretty good memory.
Whatevs.
So 6:03. So let's talk about what happened this week. Unfortunately,
A bunch
short.
of rain happened last night. Hello, Tom.
No rain happened last
I
night.
mean, I'm
A
sorry,
bunch of
wind.
wind
The
happened last night.
trailer was rocking.
Keith M. Hello.
Hi, Keith. Keith M. Do we know Keith?
Yes, it was
We
very
used to
windy
know
last
some
night.
Keiths.
It was very windy last night.
I got no sleep. I'm on no sleep.
Our house was covered with tarps. It's been covered with tarps for not quite a week, close to a week, I guess, because we did have a little bit of rain, pretty light, so not a huge deal, but it was good to cover it. But the wind. So last night the wind picked up really hard, and the tarps got beat up pretty good. Some of them where they were connected, they ripped a little bit, so it peeled back. Luckily, it didn't actually rain last night. So it was just the wind, so it beat up the tarps a little bit. But I took the tarps off today because it's time to finish up the work. And it looks like we've got hopefully a 5 or 6 day window that should be dry. It's gonna be a little cool, but it should be dry.
I also do not know how he got
those
those tarps.
tarps.
Oh, it's
Oof.
Off-Grid Patriot, I believe. I want to say Mark. Forgive me if I'm wrong.
She wants to say Mark.
I want to say Mark, Off-Grid Patriot.
So yeah, well, I think we mentioned last week. So what did we do this past weekend?
We did a move.
What?
What?
Was it well,
Cheery move.
Was it well organized?
Well, it was the most organized move I've ever participated in. That's what Brian said. Just kidding. It was, hey, wait. Oh, I was like, I saw a new.
So
I've got a little hand warmer over here.
I think, we talked last week. We haven't, not a lot has changed since last week's talk. We did leave for the weekend, and we helped my sister move. And I was waiting for some lumber for the next step on the build. It did come yesterday. I think it came yesterday. It was supposed to come Monday. They called me Monday and postponed it till yesterday. Came yesterday. And Monday and Tuesday's weather was not great. Had to leave, wanted to leave the house tarped.
You're welcome.
So it wasn't until today that I took them off.
It is dropping fast.
But we did get the wood. So I have the plywood sheathing to go on. I have the underlayment to cover that plywood sheathing. But before, she got it.
Mark and Michelle.
But
see, that's why I was wanting to call Terry and Michelle. I keep getting very confused.
But before we put the plywood sheathing on, there's a little bit to be done as far as the overhangs on the sides. I got to do some of those lookout boards, but I got all the lumber for that, and a fascia kind of around the whole thing, and I've got the lumber for that as well. So I've got maybe 2 days of work before I'm ready to put plywood on. So I'm hoping to be putting plywood on by the weekend. Right now the weather is showing pretty decent. Like I said, maybe cool, but dry, and very little wind for the moment. So I hope that weather holds. And I'd like to get that plywood up on there this weekend. And then the paper should only maybe take a day behind that plywood. So fingers crossed, a week from now, it's covered with a real roof. I do have to get the metal after that, but I've got about 30 days after I put that paper on there to get the metal. And it should, the turnaround should be pretty quick on the metal. And we've put metal on a couple of times now, so that shouldn't be a huge deal. It does take some time, and it's bigger than the other two things I've done, but still, I've done it.
Today we folded up giant tarps.
Yeah, we took the tarps off today. It took a little while.
It didn't take as long
folded them up
as putting them
not as much as putting them on.
Oh my gosh.
But it did take a while to take them off.
That one, Carl's Jr.'s one, is like
we have a giant.
How big is it?
It is 48 feet long.
48
and 14 feet kind of high. 48 wide, 14 feet tall. It's big.
Yeah, and it's heavy. So to get that up there, what I told him, I'm like, Well, I
I
wasn't
hope
very,
I don't have to do it again. I do that's the plan is not to do it again.
I
I'm planning
wasn't
on using
very
those
supportive.
I'm planning on using those, billboard tarps around the outside now,
Around the
but,
outside.
that should be much easier than putting them onto the roof. Putting them
I
onto the
hope we
roof was
never have to
tough.
do that again.
Does it make you hungry to put up the Carl's Jr.?
It does. I
Uh,
like well, it's so big you can't really
we
even
never did. I didn't get a picture from, like, up above. We should have. We should have gotten a picture from, like, up on the hill because I mean, there literally was a burger
Oh!
on top of our
Well,
house.
I guess you're gonna have to put it back up there then. Oh, no, we don't need to if you put the plywood up, we
Well,
don't
maybe
need to.
it'll be on the wall soon, maybe, a burger.
Yeah, I'll take a
Um,
picture of it from up on the
anyway,
mountain.
yeah, so we did the move. We were waiting for a wood for a day or two, and the weather wasn't great for a couple of days. So not a ton not a ton of progress.
Well, you maybe you can add some, like, at the bottom or
But
something like a hallway. Oh, hey,
we can do
we haven't
walls, you can
huh.
giant
So,
burger.
we haven't when was Dawn and Jim here helping
That would have
with the
been
trusses?
Tuesday.
Okay, so we
So
already
yeah,
talked about
spoiler
that.
alert, I put out a video
He's
yesterday, which
behind.
was well, I mean, that's sort of by design really, but I
Well,
mean, the last couple steps happened pretty fast. So yeah, so what was in yesterday's video was the pony wall. It went pretty straightforward. It went fairly well. The only thing that caught me off guard is I thought I could put it up on top of that wall myself, and I couldn't. So that was the only bummer there. But other than that, it went really well. Um, so yeah, so you saw that hopefully yesterday. That was yesterday's video, and the next probably it looks like two videos are going to be the trusses. I'm probably going to break it up into two. We actually did it in 2 days. The first day was Sunday, and my sister and brother-in-law and their son came over, and it was really just three of us.
I think we
Uh,
talked about that last week, right?
oh gosh,
We did because if it was
Sunday, because
on,
it was before, yeah. Okay, so
yeah. So,
again, we might have talked about all this. So yeah, Sunday we did the first six trusses. It was slow, but we learned some
can
things.
anyone tell us what we talked?
And then yeah, sorry, I forgot. And then Tuesday, so we probably would have talked about this on Wednesday. Tuesday, Dawn and Jim and my neighbor Doug came over. So there were four of us, and we put up 12 more trusses.
So all the trusses are done,
So the trusses are done. That went quite
and
well
we already said that
also.
last week.
Like I said, there's a little more work to be done on the trusses. The rat runs I still have to do, and the fascia around the outside,
Any
and
idea
then the sheathing.
why they call them rat run?
Well, I mean, I can picture rats running along them between trusses, but
Oh,
I'm guessing that's maybe where that name comes from, but I hadn't heard that term before.
hmm. I never
Um,
heard that either.
but
I heard of
I think that's about it.
purlins.
But anyway, that's the video or videos that will be coming soon from me. You may have seen some already if you watch Pam's
Hey,
channel.
Warren.
Hey
Hi there.
Warren.
You get your
Um,
you got your
yeah.
trusses up, right?
How did your truss
How'd that
party go,
go?
Warren? I chose those life to leave the rat run. I chose
I
this
chose this
life.
life to leave the rat run, rat race, rat race. I
um,
hear that noise again.
the fridge.
Yours,
Anyway,
yes, I did.
that's actually I think about it. That's been going on. Uh, yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
he keeps saying,
yeah.
uh.
So yeah, we did get a little bit of rain. We handled it fairly well, and it was light, so
You
that
hear
was
it?
good. Yeah.
It just get it's so
Okay.
doesn't maybe well, I was gonna say maybe somebody could give us some advice. Why would an RV fridge turn
It
on
just
and
keeps
off?
clicking. It's on propane. It almost sounds like it's lighting multiple times, but I mean the light's not coming on that says that it's
The only
to
thing we can
check
figure
the
out is maybe
propane.
that the wind maybe blew out.
Jim, Bill, and Building with Todd showed up and we knocked it out.
Oh,
Hmm.
Building with Todd, I recognize that
Was he at
name.
the fence thing before? I
I've
want to
seen him
say.
on the live before. He's been on here before. I
Um,
don't know about the fence thing.
anyway, we did fairly well with the rain. The bigger deal for the tarps was the wind. And I didn't really think because we draped our tarps over the roof, over the trusses, which was nice to cover the inside walls basically without having to really cover the inside walls. By covering the roof, we protected the inside walls. But because we covered the roof, wind was able to kind of balloon the the tarps up on top of the trusses. So they were kind of pulling on the trusses. The tarps were pulling on the trusses because they were blown up like a parachute. So
Brian,
that was interesting.
tell us what. Wait, RG
Tell
said
us.
something first.
Oh,
Jim, Bill. Okay.
if you're just watching the chat, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Thanks,
Thank
RG.
you.
Brian, tell us what materials. This is Dawn. Tell us what materials you now have beside the plywood for your roof, underlay, and some things. Okay,
Besides plywood.
so I've got everything's lumber. The only non-lumber item is the underlayment. It is synthetic underlayment. It's kind of like, tar paper under shingles or something, but it's synthetic, and it's what the metal people recommend for underneath the metal. So it rolls out like just a thickish plastic. I've done it. I used it on the shed. I did not use it on the carport because I didn't sheathe the carport roof, but I did the shed. So I have done this before. It takes kind of those cap nails so that it doesn't rip off, and the nails have a kind of a cap on the top of them. Everything else is lumber. So a bunch of plywood, 40 sheets of plywood, half-inch plywood. And then it's all, let's see, so 2x4s for the rat runs, long 2x4s for the rat runs. It's basically like purlins across the trusses to kind of maintain their spacing and give them rigidity. Because right now, from end to end, they're very long. So in the middle, kind of they will wobble quite a bit, right? They've got a bunch of travel in the center. So when you put these rat runs across, you basically are attaching them in every spot, and now the whole thing kind of firms up a bunch.
Do you think you can get that done in one day?
I do think I can.
Cool.
So that'll probably be tomorrow, actually. So that's a bunch of long 2x4s. I actually got a bunch of 16 footers to do that job because I wanted to cover as much with one shot as I could. Also, some more 2x4s. I got shorter 2x4s for this, but this is at the last truss on the sides of the building. So obviously you get overhang at the front and the back by the truss itself having kind of its top cord kind of just extend beyond the wall of the house. But from side to side, the last truss is at the edge of the house. So right now, from side to side, there's no overhang. So the way you get overhang is a thing called a lookout, or is one way to get it, is you basically start one truss in, you attach a 2x4 on its edge, you attach a 2x4 to the face of the truss, the one truss in, and that 2x4 runs out and it goes through the top. It actually goes through a notch. You cut out a notch in the end truss, and the end truss is made special so that you can cut out a notch. And that 2x4 runs through that notch, and that 2x4 hangs out into space however far you want it to. We're going to have it hang out about 2 feet, and you put a fascia board on the end of that. So now you have a 2-foot overhang on the sides. Outriggers is another name. Lookouts, outriggers.
Hello, Bill and Yvonne.
Hey, Bill and Yvonne.
Yes, it is chilly in here tonight.
So I have the 2x4s to do that. The lookouts are outriggers, and I have 2x6s to go all the way around as a fascia. And you have to do all that before you put the plywood on, because the plywood goes to the edge of all that. So that's what I have to do.
Excuse me, Brian's running very long now and putting me to sleep.
Go ahead. Well, what do you want to
talk
about?
I don't know.
She has nothing.
I was gonna try to do a painting or a art project today, and I just
didn't.
Never got around to it. It just, what did I do? Oh, I did go. I went for a walk. I did stretching. I helped you with the tarps. I cooked.
Tarps were fun.
I cooked lunch. Then I made your dinner.
So I will probably.
And then Dawn came by for a bit.
I will probably, thinking that I think I can have the sheathing done in about a week. Kind of need to, really, with the weather.
No cornbread today.
I will probably call soon here, probably sometime this week, which would be the next 2 days, for the metal. I'll probably order the metal. I think the last time I was in there, which was just a couple of weeks ago, they said their lead time was 3 to 5 days or something. So their turnaround should be pretty quick. And then I'll have the metal here to go on. So, and other than it being a little bigger, actually just a little bigger. I mean, the metal for the carport was quite big.
Mhm.
So it'll be a similar job to what we did on the carport. And maybe a little easier even actually because the carport was done on just purlins. There was no sheathing. So hopefully a little easier even, but the size of the panels, they'll be just slightly bigger than the carport, but barely. I mean, the carport's almost about the same size as the house,
Will
really.
they deliver the
So
metal, or do you have to truck
they
it?
will deliver it.
Once the
Yeah,
roof
they'll
is
deliver the metal.
on, are you going to do the exterior
I'm
walls?
not sure what the order is going to be after that. We probably will before we do.
I thought we were gonna get doors
I
and
was going to say windows and
windows.
doors. Yeah, windows and doors will probably be one of the next things. And before we do the doors, we'll probably do some work, at least some work, on the floor. So the first thing will probably be pulling out the mulch, and we may even add some material
Do we need a
um,
Did you ever find
while
out
the
for
door is
sure
not
if
there.
we need Ooh, you know who would be good to ask that is,
Oh,
Athena.
Warren's going to be sheathing also. I
Yeah,
think I'll be sheathing this weekend, Warren. Interesting. Uh, yeah,
Athena
Athena knows a lot about it.
from
Yep.
Canelo Project.
So that's all the questions
They
you
have
got?
a
Okay.
really cool channel called, well,
Oh, well, their son
Athena and
does.
their son, it's, the NITO project,
He doesn't
NITO.
his name
That
is yeah,
they don't have many videos, but they
but they're
are
good. Oh, yeah,
incredible
they're like,
videos.
it's
A movie.
like a meditation watching one of their
It's
videos.
like ASMR.
Um, so, yeah, I think I mean, there's a lot of things we could do, there's a lot of things to do, but order-wise, I think probably will be on maybe windows and doors. Of course, I don't know, like I said, I've said before that I did the research for windows and doors kinda back before, the monsoon. What I don't know is if I make some phone calls for windows and doors to order, like I know what I want. I even think I know where I'm getting it, and they should know what I want. I don't know how long it's going to take. So I mean, there could be a wait there on whatever I ask for. So I don't know. It might depend on how quickly we get those windows and doors. But that was I thought one of the next things I would do. There's a little more bale work to do, but I wasn't in a hurry to do it.
Oh, right, I forgot
So
about
we
that.
actually haven't really done the bale work kind of underneath our windows or above.
And
But
oh, I was gonna
I
say,
definitely want to do the bale work under the windows. So there is a little more bale work left to do. But like I said, once I get the walls up, I really just wanted to get that roof on there. So I do have some bale work to finish.
Window Depot takes 8 weeks?
Yeah,
Oh,
I figured there's probably going to be a good lead time on
so
any
why
windows and doors
shouldn't we
from
go ahead
anywhere.
and order that now?
Um, well, we will.
Oh, I'm looking forward I can't wait to get that in because then it really will
Uh,
look like a
so we'll
house.
do we'll do a little bit of floor work. Um,
One thing I was thinking, because of annoying supply and demand scenario, those days you anticipate any problem
Yeah, I mean, they might be
receiving
slow,
doors and
but I
windows
they
in
might be
time,
slow, but I don't think that's gonna really bother us. I don't think they have to be there for I don't think anything really depends on them. I mean, we can put them in now, but honestly, I don't think
you
it
were
would matter if
saying
they were a little
you were
later.
saying something today
Um,
about something.
hmm,
No, you said
all
something
right.
about, I think
Um,
you said something about the wind blowing in there. Um,
oh,
Something about the
well,
wind being and making it cold in there.
mm,
I don't remember
I
what
don't
it
think it
was.
had anything to do
And I
with
said,
cold, but
"Well, when we get doors
oh,
and
I said
windows, it."
I think I said, so obviously, as I mentioned, especially on the roof, the tarps that were across the roof, they were getting hit by the wind pretty good, and even on the sides, they were getting what I said was, "We shouldn't have to tarp the roof again once we get the sheathing on there."
That's what it
But I said, "We
was.
will have to tarp the outside, and if we just kinda tarp the whole thing and just kinda wrap the whole thing, windows and doors and all, obviously, with no windows and doors in it, when the wind blows, and it's going to want to
It
push on
sucks
those
it
tarps
in.
and suck them in and blow them out. And so,
That's what the
windows and doors
noise
would help
was.
with that. Um, there's also so there's windows and doors. There's a little bit of floor work on the inside. I actually want to do some dirt work on the outside. Because around our foundation, I mean, I think we did a good job with our foundation, but I should have kind of backed it up a little more with dirt. So, I did those tires and everything, and in some spots, we kinda piled some dirt around those tires over top of them and beside them or whatever. If I had to do over again, I would have done more just to kinda back it up because where they're exposed, when we did get a lot of rain in the monsoons and everything, there was a very small amount of sort of erosion around the tires, and those tires could maybe shift a little bit. So we should have piled a bunch more dirt. So we still need to do that.
And
Um,
mulch because over here on the
well,
carport,
well,
we have dirt
sure.
and mulch, and it helps it from being all
Yeah.
muddy, which if we get a bunch of rain out there, it's gonna be it's gonna wash that dirt away around the tires. Dirty
Dirty
deeds
deeds done
done
dirty.
dirt
The
cheap.
good news is this is kind of a good time of year to be doing some of that physical work because it's not
It's
hot
nice out
outside.
in the day. Well,
So
today was bad because the
today was
wind.
chilly. And the wind was
It
rough, but so yeah,
was.
there's plenty to
Mulch
do,
trucks.
but I mean, really, in terms of kind of the next step on the house, it might be the windows and doors, but I anticipate having to wait a little bit for the windows and doors, but that's not gonna I don't think that's gonna break us or anything. It's just it is what it is. We'll just have to wait till they come. But I should probably get on that pretty soon then,
Mm.
because I anticipate those will take a little while. Um, What else? And no, obviously, I mean, there are things I have barely thought about. Like, there's a lot of little spaces to close in on the house.
Hi,
Um,
Ben Johnson.
and
Do you
obviously
secure the tarp with guy wires?
we
What's
didn't
that?
we did so guy wires are kind of like on a tent, right? When you come
Yes.
down from the um
We used
we
twine?
used bungees and then bungees as I can't remember whether I said it in a video or not, but bungees are not the best solution. They're a
No.
not decent temporary solution. But we bungeed it while we were putting it on just because if you don't,
It
it's
just
just the
bounces
wind
around.
pulls it around and you can't get it to sit in a spot. So we used a lot of bungees, and then Pam had a great idea.
Did we talk about that
Um,
last week? I
we
don't
might have.
remember. I
Um,
don't I don't know if that
but
we did.
we
I did.
then kind of either replaced or added to those bungee situations. We used a lot of twine, which we had a bunch of twine laying around from any of the
Tho
bales that we had
that
cut.
worked really
And
good.
we basically tied a bunch of spots. Um,
Oh, that's right, because Dawn mentioned about the bungee cords getting chewed up by the javelina. So
oh,
we did talk about this
all
last
right.
week.
All right.
Maybe we should check out what we talked about before we before we do a new one. Or we're getting old, we can't remember stuff.
Um, anyway,
Uh we did what do we do?
ooh, that's a good idea.
Oh, wow. I was so exhausted from the move. 3 days of
We were pretty beat up from that move.
3
Worried
days
about
of
my tarp
moving.
being a giant sail that will fling me into space.
Oh,
Okay,
oh
so
yeah.
here's a good story. So I don't think this had happened. I don't think this had happened last week, did it? I don't remember when I put the tarps on.
You're young, you're still young, Don, don't worry.
I probably hadn't
What?
done it before last week's live because,
Well, we
well,
did talk about bungees.
anyway, I will say, when we put the tarps over the roof, so we put the tarps over the trusses, right? So the trusses are on, and all we had done is while we were putting them on, we kind of put little spacers, along the way that were the size of the gap to kind of keep them all kind of rigid. And I put a brace kind of in the corners on the front so that the whole thing wouldn't want to tip over. But still the trusses, before you put those rat runs on and before you sheathe it, which gives it a lot of strength, they're a little wobbly, right? So
Yeah, you
so we
talked about
draped
this
these
last
tarps
week.
over and we tied them up a bunch. Okay, sorry if I but when the wind hit those tarps, boy, those
The trusses
trusses
got
started.
rocked.
I was literally scared. I considered literally just cutting, either undoing or just cutting some of the ties the connections that I had made, basically because I was connecting the tarps to the trusses in a lot of places, and it was just yanking them all over the place. So it was a little scary.
Oh, I would be scared to death to drive a big truck like that on those.
Oh yeah,
Oh, just going there's like so many trucks on the highway
yeah.
when I was
Tarps.
driving to Tucson. Oh, I did
The
go
wind
to
hitting a tarp is
I
is
went to
pretty
Tucson.
powerful. A big tarp, especially.
I took my old buddies Melissa and Taylor to Tucson, and they were very, very kind and took me to lunch. We had pizza. Oh, and by the way, if Taylor and Melissa are still there, Brian really enjoyed the leftover pizza.
It was awesome. I was at home working.
So what I do, because I didn't want to turn on the oven, so I just put it in a skillet on top of the stove. And then I threw some like what did I put on it? Some peppers and some
Like
green
banana
olives.
peppers and olives. Just spices it up a little bit. It was cheese pizza. Cheese pizza is a little boring for me, but she added a couple things to it to spice it up a little bit.
It was good.
I forgot about something I did work on this past week. So much like last time, you know, those last couple steps went so fast and so well, which was great. When it came time to, you know, think about the next steps, the rat runs, the sheathing, the fascia boards around it. You know, I'm not as prepared because I don't have a drawing of it, you know, so my drawing is kind of falling behind. So after we got the trusses on, I updated my drawing on SketchUp to kind of show the trusses much more. I had done a drawing of the trusses in the past that was really kind of not real pretty, but it was what I gave to the truss people so that they'd know. I mean, the measurements were right and everything, but it wasn't really accurate. I just kind of drew the trusses as a big blob of wood. Now I've drawn the trusses pretty accurately, and I worked out some of the details of you know, how long all the pieces of wood. That helped me make my order for the wood that I got. So I did spend some time drawing this week in SketchUp.
And both of us have been editing videos left and right. So we've been very busy.
Sweet Home 3D. Haven't heard of it.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
Yes, and the truss. So I'll warn you guys, and I think I'll say something about it in the video, probably near the beginning. I think it'll be my next video. It'll be a little unique for me. It's, you know, my videos, it's not on purpose, but they tend to turn out as more like how-tos just because I tend to get into the details of what I'm doing. Get into the details of what I'm doing, I like to say. But because my sister and brother-in-law were here, you know, we spent the whole day just kind of making fun of each other and everything. So
yeah, so it was a little bit of a
and it was hard because we were up and down ladders, we were up high. It was hard to really, and because I wasn't doing it myself, which I do most of the stuff myself. So even if I can't film something close up or whatever, I'll stop and I'll do a kind of a before or an after or both and say, here's what I'm about to do. Here's what I just did.
Nancy Grace.
Say no to tarps. So because of all that, this video was a little different. You know, I did put up a camera on a tripod, and Pam also filmed a bunch. But the footage that we got was really just a lot of us kind of making fun of each other and laughing while we were putting up these trusses. So it'll be a little bit less of a how-to and a little bit more of a, hey, just watch us do this and make fun of each other and laugh while we do it.
Yeah,
so it'll be a little different.
It was a little bit more lighthearted.
I actually like it.
Normal.
And then,
but oh man, I forgot what I was going to say.
But there will be kind of a part 2 that maybe I'll talk a little more about some of the details. But I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about putting up trusses. It's like putting up a rafter. You know, you've got a rafter tie. You put that truss where it goes. You put the rafter tie on it. You put some nails in it, and you move on to the next one. So there's not a whole lot to say about it. So maybe that's good. But I'm just super thankful I didn't nail gun Jim's head to a truss.
Oh.
So Don, I think, got his first use of a palm nailer, or maybe of any air tool ever. So
there was some cool footage in the when Don and Jim were over here.
Yeah.
And Doug. And
so yeah, just a little heads up. I think our next video will be a little different. It won't be as much of talking about how we actually did that step. It'll be a little more just watching us, and it will be a lot of me and my sister and brother-in-law
and your
making fun of each other.
I don't see your mom on here. Where's your mom?
I didn't
Shirley,
see her.
where are you?
I didn't see her. So Don got to use an air tool for the first time. So that's good.
Oh, I know what it was. I remember what it was now.
Oh.
When Scott was here, and I was wondering if, I don't know if Sherry's still there, but did you tell Scott that you found out that he didn't fill in all the holes?
I put it in the video. So I don't know if Sherry and Scott are out there.
Jim is super thankful.
I don't know if Jim I'm sorry, Sherry and Scott are there, or if it's just Sherry, but I learned that my brother-in-law likes to cut corners on his fasteners.
It
Uh,
wasn't really a trust party, Warren. Brian
no,
is
it
like
was just
he's
a couple
like
of people.
he
So
only had like a couple.
so we purposely the first day that we did was sort of last minute because I just wasn't sure when I was going to be ready. You know, that pony wall, I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and it ended up going really well. You know, I did the pony wall in pretty much a day. So when I realized that was going to
He
happen,
didn't tell
I
him.
called up
She didn't tell him.
I called up my sister and asked them if they wanted to come down like 2 days later, and they said yes. So the first one was kind of short notice, and it's because I wasn't sure when I'd be ready, and I wanted it to be just a couple of people because I knew I'd have to try a couple things to, even though we had done this over at Bill's house. I mean, everything's a little different. Our setup's a little different. Um, so I wanted to kind of play around with it. So, like I said, those first couple of trusses did go pretty slow, but we learned a lot.
The
And
main
then,
reason, though, was because he didn't tell them until the day before. And so that's why it was Doug, because Doug doesn't work during
yeah,
the
my
week.
neighbor can just walk across the wash.
Don and Jim don't work during the week, so that's why it was a very spur of the moment
I interviewed
thing.
for weeks for that position.
That's funny.
Anyway,
So don't take it personal.
I mentioned
Warren.
it. I mentioned it in the video coming up, but my brother-in-law apparently doesn't understand what an engineered fastener is, like a rafter tie,
Truss. Oh, a
like a rafter tie.
rafter tie. Oh no, it's a hurricane
tie. Anyway, and I realized I even got more of an understanding when I moved him, when I moved their stuff, because he tends to use two fasteners when four are required or something like
on
that.
the wheels.
Right? So,
his wheels.
Yeah, several things broke while we were moving, by the way.
The wheels fell off of every.
But yeah, you'll see in the video.
Not every.
So in a rafter tie, those diamond rafter ties, they take 10 nails. They take 4 long ones, kind of into the double top plate, and they take 6 little ones going into the rafter or truss. But that device is engineered specifically, to be the size and the shape and use a specific number of and type of nails so that it will perform the way it's supposed to perform, right?
Sure,
That's what engineering is for. And so when Scott was putting in my brother-in-law was putting in the first rafter tie, I was talking to him, and he said I was worried that there are these plates on the trusses, these mending plates that they use to put these trusses together, and when the rafter tie goes on, this mending plate could kind of get in the way. What's a few nails among threads? So I asked Scott, I said, are those mending plates getting in the way? Are you hitting that metal? And he goes, no, I didn't hit it. He goes, I didn't have to get that high. And I said, well, when you go up the sides, you will. And he said, no, I didn't go that far. And I said, did you not put all the nails in? And he goes, no. He goes, 2 was good enough, or something like. And I just stopped and said, are you crazy? So it was pretty funny.
After, I think it was the next day, Brian went back and filled in all of the missing.
I think it was the same day.
Oh, was it the same?
Or actually, maybe it was after. I'm sorry, after the when we finished them all.
Oh,
I went around the whole structure and basically
he double checked everyone's work.
And there were a couple of missing nails, Scott. And well, even my own work. Sometimes the palm nailer doesn't drive a nail kind of all the way down, so I just went around and kind of tapped in a couple of spots. But anyway, I mentioned in the video that engineered products are engineered. That's important, right? So you're supposed to use them the way they're intended to be used, or else they don't really do what they're intended to do. And I found it interesting that Scott didn't realize that.
I think we can probably wrap it up.
Anyway, yeah, that's about it. Unfortunately, not a ton of progress, but we kind of knew that. We knew we had the move. We knew the weather wasn't going to be great. So this was a little bit of a slow week. I did some drawing. I got some wood. I think we're ready to go. I think that in this coming week, I should be able to get the sheathing completely done and the paper on. So that'll buy us enough time to get the metal. So the paper's good for about 30 days or so.
Oh, there he is. There's my boy.
So
My
that
boy,
brings
Timmy.
everybody up to speed.
Timmy
Hopefully you
Jack.
saw yesterday's video. If you didn't, please go watch it and look forward to the next 2 videos will probably be on trusses. Oh, you use Timberlock.
We don't turn our heater on until in the morning because we use our electric blanket at night.
I hope our water doesn't freeze too. We've dipped under freezing a couple of times so far, and we haven't had any issues, but we haven't really had a real freeze. We've just kind of dipped a little bit, but fingers crossed with the water kind of in the tank here. I'm hoping that we do better this year than we did last year. We froze a lot last year.
It's been great.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten that cold, so we'll see.
Yeah, so we'll see.
But I hope so too.
Better late than never, Tim.
That's I think up to date. Throw a question out there if you have it.
Oh, I have a question. I have a question for Tim. If Taylor says that she will come, do you want to come out here after Christmas, Tim?
She's setting up plans with Timmy now.
Think about it.
When it comes to heat, we have actually been, if we know the day is going to be sunny, like I think tomorrow's maybe supposed to be sunny. If I know I'm going to have a sunny day, when we wake up in the morning, we'll actually turn on our mini split heater, knowing that we'll recover the energy during the day. If it's a cloudy day, I'll either turn on the generator for a little bit and run the mini split, but I'll be running it on the generator so we're not losing our solar power, or I'll use the heater buddy. We haven't used the heater buddy much yet this year, but we get more use out of it like when it's cold and
my
cloudy.
gosh. Where have you been, young man? Brian.
Brian just showed up.
Brian Stern.
You're late, bud.
Do you guys have a Christmas tree?
We do not.
Well, if you can see right there, there's a little Norfolk pine.
Yeah, it is back there, I guess.
And that's our Christmas tree. It's got little golden balls. Brian Stern, you're late.
Been working late. Oh.
You're working?
Working? What is this working you talk about?
What is this work you speak of? We were just about to wrap it up. Noisy. Oh, yeah, because Don said his lights were banging.
Obviously not this year, but, well, I mean, I could this year, but I'm not interested. In the future, I may do some Christmas lights.
I want to do Christmas lights.
Maybe I'll do some Christmas lights. I wasn't big on that in a neighborhood with 100 other houses around you, but I think it might be more fun here, so I might do some Christmas lights in the future.
I want to
Jim.
Make some.
Throw that thumbs up out there if you haven't.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, everyone. I want to make some little country Santas, like little pillows. Like, you know how well I sewed that starfish pillow?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I love mine all blinking when I come home. Yeah, it'd be cool to have some Christmas lights in it.
I love lights. I want them up all year round.
I love lamp. Maybe next year. Yeah, you can do very low power now.
I know some lighting people. Brian used to be in the lighting industry.
I know some lighting folks. I got a guy.
We got a guy. We got a couple of guys.
But other than that, I think we're good. I think everybody's caught up.
Ooh,
thanks for stopping in.
We gotta get get
out of here. I hope you're enjoying what we're doing. It's pretty exciting for us. I think there's some cool stuff going on. And
the wheels are really in motion.
We're having a good time. Hopefully the videos are kind of fun to watch. I hope. This next one, I think will have some laughs in it.
Hey, will we next week? Is it Christmas time?
What are you, type of lighting guy?
Wait, is it Christmas next week?
Christmas on the weekend.
Will we still be doing a live next week?
I think so. Especially if we make the progress I want to make this week. Maybe we'll have a big announcement next week.
Like what? Like we have doors and windows ordered? No. You're gonna order
those?
You
always jump forward.
We gotta get
like we're living in it? No, like what I said I want to finish, which is sheathing the roof. So let's not get ahead of each other.
Wait, in the video that you put out yesterday, was there a part where there was a part
that's
where
coming
you
up.
said, oh man,
I know what you're thinking about. It's coming up in the next one.
Because the truss was like all crooked and I said, is it done? And he's like,
it was the pony wall. It was yesterday's video. Because it was the pony wall. Where like Pam gets to live in it. Yeah, so if you saw so it was yesterday's video. I forgot, I got the videos mixed up. Yeah, so I'm videotaping myself on the tripod, right? So I start filming myself. She's filming me, filming myself on the tripod. And while I'm talking to the video, while I'm doing the video, I'm talking about what's behind me. I'm talking about the pony wall and everything. She just starts talking to me out of the blue, and I'm literally
I couldn't
doing my
stop
video.
it. I could. Sometimes I can't stop
So
myself.
it was interesting. So I had to stop her, and then that wasn't this last video.
That was where you said
It wasn't the last
Pam's
video.
like a 7-year-old because she
Someone say
interrupts or
pony wall.
something?
Oh, Dawn put a zebra up for pony wall.
Oh. All right.
Anyway,
Now
I think that's about it, guys.
we're gonna turn it
Thanks
out.
for coming by.
Or turn it
Like I
out.
said, thanks for
Turn 'em
watching.
out.
I hope you like it. I hope you guys are getting some laughs out of them and maybe a little information too.
Thank you everyone for stopping and watching.
Thanks so much. If we don't get a chance to see you again, either, I think we're planning on a live next week, but either if we don't or if you miss it, everybody have a nice holiday. But
What's Saturday?
I think we'll see you next week.
This Saturday? Are we going to be around on this Saturday?
I hope to be sheathing the roof this Saturday.
Because I might do a live on my channel. Because every now and then I'll do a live on Saturday if I'm here on my channel.
Okay.
All right.
That'll do it, y'all.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Thanks for coming. We'll talk to y'all soon. Good night.
Good night.
End stream. End.